Hello, it is Friday, May 8th, 2020. This reading lesson is going to be reviewing things we have learned this week. We also, on the last page or in my last slide, we're going to be writing a story or a sentence together. Actually, we'll be writing two sentences together. So you will just need one piece of paper and a pencil, and that will be for the last slide. So why don't you get it now so you're prepared? I'll wait. Again, you just need a piece of paper and a pencil and an eraser. Thank you. Let's go on. Okay, on this page, we're simply reviewing the ABC chart and the vowel chart, something we've done before, but it always helps to review. You know how we point and say the letters of the alphabet chart, and then we say the sounds. So let's first point to the letter A. Okay, ready? Let's everyone go. A, A. B, B. C, C, S. D, D. E, E. Next row. F, F. G, J. H, I, I. J, K, L, O. Now next row. M, N, O, R, O. P, Q, R, S, S. And last row. T, U, U. V, W, X, Y, and Z, Z. Good job. Now let's go to the vowel chart that's next to that. We have the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. Let's start with A. Look next to the letter A. We see an apple. Say apple. Apple. You heard an A sound at the beginning of apple. That's a short vowel sound that the A makes. Now let's look at the next picture. You see an acorn. That's it. Acorn. A is the beginning sound of acorn, and A is the long vowel sound that the A makes. Next, let's look at the letter E. Next to the letter E, you see an elephant. Let's say it. Elephant. You heard an E sound at the beginning of elephant. That's a short vowel sound that the E makes. Next, look at the next picture. That's an eagle. Let's say it. Eagle. E is the beginning sound in eagle. It says its own name. So that's the long vowel sound of the E. Now let's look at the vowel I. Next to I, you see an igloo. Let's say it. Igloo. You heard an I at the beginning of igloo. That's a short vowel sound that the I makes. Next to it, you see a picture of an ice cream. Let's say that. Ice cream. At the beginning of the word ice cream, you heard the I sound. That's the long vowel sound that the I makes. Excuse me. Next, on the next row, you see the letter O. Next to that, you see an octopus. Let's say it. Octopus. At the beginning of the word octopus, you heard the ah. That's a short vowel sound the O makes. Next to that, you see an oval. Let's say it together. Oval. at the beginning of that word, you heard the O sound. That's a long sound, long vowel sound that the O makes. Now let's look at our last vowel. That's the vowel. That's the letter U. Look next to the letter U and you see an umbrella. That's it. Umbrella. We heard a at the beginning of that. That's the sound that the short vowel U makes. Now let's look next to that and we see a unicorn. That's it. Unicorn. You hear a U sound at the beginning of that word. It says its own name. So that's the long vowel sound that the U makes. Now let's go to the next page and you're going to see word cards and pictures of the new words that we have learned this week. We've learned 2 new words this week. We've learned good and who. Now, if you look at the left-hand side of this picture, you see a big word card with the letters G-O-O-D, and that's the word good. We're going to spell it twice and say the name of the word twice. Ready? Let's point to the G and let's begin. Remember, you point to each letter as we say it out loud. Then we're going to say the word. We're going to do that twice. Let's begin. G-O-O-D, good. Let's try it again. G-O-O-D, good. Good job. I used the word good in my sentence I just used, right? Look below that picture. You see a boy and dad high-fiving each other. They're high-fiving each other because something just happened that was very good, and they're proud of themselves. Now look above that picture and you see the small word good. Let's spell it one time and then say the word good. Point to the small G and let's begin. G-O-O-D, good. Very good job. Now let's look at the right-hand side of your slide and you see another word card up on top. It is W-H-O, who. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the word good. We're going to say the name of each letter and we're going to then say the word. We're going to say that twice. So you're going to point to the word who that's in the big word card. Let's begin by pointing to the W. You ready? Let's begin. W-H-O, who. Let's do it again. W-H-O, who. And look underneath and you see a picture of a boy and a girl who are painting. And I use the word who in my sentence. Now look above them and you see the small word who. We're going to again say the name of each letter and say the word, but we're only going to do it one time. Are you ready? Let's begin. W-H-O, who. Now, these are very important words to learn. We see them a lot in books that we read, and we will end up writing them a lot in sentences, especially in first grade. So we're going to go to the last page, and together we're going to write a sentence. We're going to pay attention to how we begin the sentence, leaving spaces in between each word, and at the end of the sentence, if it needs a capital, question mark, or an excited mark. So let's go on. Okay, for this one, you will need your piece of paper and your pencil because we are going to write it together. So make sure you have your pencil and your paper. I will wait. Now remember, when you read a story, the stories that we read have pictures. And we first look at the picture before we read the story because the pictures often help us with a story. I have a small picture here in the lower left-hand corner. It's a picture of a girl and a boy. And the boy is eating a prune. A prune. Now, a prune is a kind of fruit. They can be either purple or red that I know of. Maybe they can come in other colors too. but they are eating red prunes. And the girl has a basket that is full of red prunes. So we are going to write a sentence that says, I like red prunes. Then we'll go stop and we'll go write another sentence too. They are good. So we're going to use a lot of words that we have practiced and learned. And also there's going to be one or two words that we have to sound out. Now, we need to begin. So get your pencil. The first word that we're going to write is the word they. When we begin writing the word they begins with a T. Now let's think, this is going to be the first letter in our sentence. So do we begin our sentence with a capital or lowercase? We always begin sentences with a capital. And remember, they is one of our words that we have practiced. So if you don't know that word, you need to practice at home with your high frequency cards that are in your success binder. Okay, I will begin. First we have a capital T. If my things will cooperate, which are not, T, H, E, and Y. That is the word they. You write it on your paper, please. Capital T, lowercase h, lowercase e, and lowercase y. It's the word they, and I will wait. Remember, they means more than one person, and I see two people in the picture here. So let's write they. Again, it's capital T, lowercase h, lowercase e, and lowercase y. They. Now our next word would be like. So you need to put your finger after the word they. You can take a pencil. You can take a eraser, whatever works for you, so you remember to leave space. And our next word will be like. And that's another word we know, don't we? So leave space, and you're going to write a lowercase l, lowercase l, lowercase I, lowercase k, and lowercase e, like. Now you do the same, please, but make sure you've left space between the word they and like. L-I-K-E, and I will wait. Our next word is red. We need to sound out red, but before we sound it out, remember to leave a space. You can put your finger after the word like, put an eraser or pencil, anything to remind you that you use space, or even a glue stick. Let's sound out the word red first before we write it. Ed. Now we go back to What letter makes a sound? Yes, it's an R. Very good job. So make a lowercase r, lowercase r. Oops, it's not very good. Ah! I'm making it worse. Sorry. Then we'll go back. Eh. Elephant. E. A lowercase e. Okay, you go out. Oops, for some reason it's not doing it. Let's try again. Out, up and around. Eh. Please write an R and an E, but make sure you've left space between the word like and this. Da. That's a lowercase d. Lowercase d can be tricky. I go down, up, and around, and the D faces the E. Red. Please make sure you have written the word red. R-E-D. Red. Now, let's go back and read. Good readers always go back to read as they're writing so they don't make a mistake. It goes, they like red. So far, that's what I meant to write. My next word is prunes. Now, prunes is a kind of vegetable. A prune is a kind of vegetable. We're writing prunes, which is more than one prune. Okay? I mean, it's not a vegetable, it's a fruit. Excuse me. Prune. Now it has ooh in the middle. Remember, if it has ooh or u sound, it usually has an e at the end. Let's start at the beginning, though, and see what's at the beginning. That's a lowercase p. Oh, remember to leave space after the word red. So you write a lowercase p. P. Let's see what's next. P. We're doing the word prunes. Lowercase r. Good job. Lowercase r. Make sure you've written a P and an R so far, and I'll wait. Ooh. Remember, if it goes ooh or you, it's a U. Down, down, up, and down. U. P-R-U. Please make sure you have that down. P-R-U. We've done so far. P-R-U. Prune. That's an N. Very good job. A lowercase n. So write your lowercase n, please. And I go back and read to make sure I'm writing what I want to write. So I go back to they like red prune. Oh, is it prunes? If it has oo, or if it says ooh or you in the middle, that means it has a quad E. So let's put a quad E. P-R-U-N-E. Please write it. That's the word prune. Prune. Remember, prune's a kind of fruit. P-R-U-N-E. Prunes. It's more than one prune. So if it's more than one prune, we add an S to it. And I will read to make sure. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm going too quickly. Make sure you write an S at the end, please. Then let's go back to the beginning and read it to make sure it makes sense so far. They like red prunes. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. I began my sentence with a capital T. I left spaces between each word, excuse me. Now, what kind of sentence is it? Is it a telling sentence? Am I asking you something or am I excited? Let's just call it a telling sentence. If it's a telling sentence, I need to put a period at the end, and that means a dot. Let's see if I can do it without it erasing itself. Yes, there it is. They like red prunes. But I'm going to write another sentence. That's going to be a short sentence too. I'm going to say, they are good. I mean, the prunes are good. They are good. So I ran out of space there, so I'm going to begin under the word they. And guess what? My next word is they, so I can copy it, can't I? Also, since I already put a period after prunes, I'm beginning a new sentence. A sentence is a thought. So I'm going to begin with another capital T and write the word they. T-H-E-Y. You write the word they, please. T-H-E-Y. Again. So my first sentence said they like red prunes. And then I put a period after that because that's one thought. Now I'm going to write another sentence saying they are good. So I wrote the word they. Our next word is are, and we know how to spell the word are. But what do I do before I write the word are? Can I just start writing it next to the Y? No, I can't. I need to leave space so when people read it, they can read it easily. So put your finger, a pencil, an eraser, or glue stick, or whatever it takes to remind yourself to leave space. Our next word is R, so let's write it together. You ready? Whoops. I'm going to erase that because I made a total mess. Oops. Sorry. I'm going to try the A again. A, R, E, R. They are. A-R-E. You write it, please. A-R-E. And our last word is going to be good. Now, good was a word we just learned. G-O-O-D. But before we write the word good, we need to leave space after the word R. So again, you can use your finger, a glue stick, an eraser, a pencil, anything that works. Leave space, and first for good, we need to put a lowercase g. Round up, down, up. That's lowercase g. Can you write the letter G on your paper, please? Then if you remember, it has two O's next to it. It goes O, oops, O, and O. You write that, please. G-O-O. We're not done with the word quite yet. Then we're going to write the lowercase d. So we go down, down, around, and in. And that's a D. G-O-O-D. And make sure you have written it, please. Now, remember my first sentence said, they like red prunes. And I put a period. Because that was a thought. That was a sentence. Now, since I wrote another sentence, I had to begin it with a capital again. They are good. In that sentence are less spaces between they and are is good. Are and good. But did I end it, my sentence with a period, excited mark, a question mark? No, I didn't. We're going to say they are good. So I'm excited. So we're going to make an excited mark next to the word good. An excited mark kind of looks like an upside down small I. I first tilt my line next to it, go like that, and then I put a dot at the end. And that's what we call an excited mark. The dot keeps wanting to disappear. There you go. So now let's point to both sentences. Point to the top word they. And we're going to read the first sentence first and then the second sentence. Are you ready? Let's begin. They like red prunes. Very good job. Now let's point to the next sentence. They are good. That's the end of our lesson, reading lesson for Friday. I will see you next Monday for next Monday's reading lesson. Bye. Have a nice day, everyone.